told you that you have to really believe that you can have it 100% to manifest? I am here to tell you that's not true. Believing it is nice and it will naturally come with more and more manifestation success. But the only 3 things you will need that we are going to talk about in detail are: number 1, stop actively, emphasis on actively doubting your manifestations. 2nd, persistence. You have to show up day after day doing your techniques. After all, you really desire what you want to manifest, right? So show it, act like it. Number 3, feel it real. This is not the same as believing it. That's a misconception, and we are going to talk about that. So without further ado, let's get started. You don't need to believe to receive, but, and this part is important, so open your sweet little ears widely, you have to stop actively doubting your manifestations. In other words, if you don't believe that you can manifest something, it will show itself as doubt. The good news is you're allowed to doubt. It's perfectly fine. In fact, you can't really dictate how much you doubt. And as soon as you try to get rid of it aggressively, it will just keep getting exponentially worse, overwhelming. So let me say that again with different words. Your only job is to redirect the doubt that is coming in. Let's say you get a thought like, you will never get your desires. That's just not possible. Stop trying, loser, etc. Whatever. You have 3 ways to redirect that, to deal with that. And you have to test which one resonates the most with you and do that one. Or mix and match as you like. First way. Do soothing self-talk. Whenever you get thoughts like this, get in front of a mirror and repeat the sentence, I know that these thoughts are here to protect me from feeling disappointed if my manifestations don't appear. Thank you, mind. But I don't need your help in that way. I want you to give me positive thoughts. Second way. Tell yourself that the odds of it happening or not happening are about the same, because believing in equal odds is enough for your manifestations to come through if you keep doing your techniques on the side. Third way is, don't react in any way. Whenever doubt comes up, you just sit or lie down. You sit it out. You let the thought pass. You detach and you observe your thoughts from afar. And as soon as they've passed, you do your manifestation techniques for a few minutes and then go about your day. The secret is to keep doing the technique of your choice, whether that's visualizing, affirming, journaling, any other technique out there, or the very, very powerful replicate technique that I will talk about at this timestamp. This technique has a special place in my heart because it helped me manifest
amazing self-confidence.
I was always a very shy person. I had problems standing up for myself, serious problems. I was very uncomfortable in social situations and whatever else you can think of when you say introverted. This technique made me do a 180. So be sure to check it out. And a little disclaimer, I'm not saying like being introverted is wrong or has to be changed, but I wanted to change it. So before talking about the replicate technique, I want to talk about Barbados and the power of feeling it real. For those who are not familiar with the Barbados story, let me give you a little recap. In a live Q&A, Neville Goddard recounts his relationship with Abdullah, an Ethiopian Jewish mystic who became his teacher for 5 years. In 1933, during the Great Depression, when many people were struggling, Neville wanted to go back to his hometown in Barbados, but he didn't have any money. Abdullah told him to imagine that he was already in Barbados, feeling and seeing everything as if he were there. In other words, feeling it real. Neville found this strange at first, but tried it anyway. Picturing himself in Barbados every night before sleep, really trying to incorporate all of his 5 senses. Neville struggled with doubts during this, as weeks passed without progress. He approached Abdullah wanting advice. He refused to discuss it. He just said, "You're in Barbados," and walked away. Nothing else. Neville kept doing his techniques, and just before he was about to miss his last chance to go back home, the last boat was scheduled to depart. He received a letter from his brother with a ticket and money. A ticket to Barbados and some money. What did Neville do right? First, he persisted. Second, he felt it real, night after night, which is not the same as believing. He essentially tricked his 5 senses with his detailed visualizations. He saw the blue of the ocean, he felt the warmth of the sun, etc., etc. He made it as real as possible. That doesn't mean he believed that it would happen after the visualization. And third, with the help of his mentor, he stopped acknowledging his natural doubts and kept doing his techniques. Did he 100% believe that he could have his desires? No, he didn't, but yet he's in Barbados. What do we learn from that? Persistence and failing are stronger than believing. If you have these 2 things, then you are ready to manifest all of your desires. And the more you see how the law really works, the less you will doubt it anyway. But until you get to that point of having almost no doubts about your manifestations, don't worry about it. You are allowed to doubt. Just keep doing your techniques. That's it. So now it's time to talk about one of the most powerful manifestation techniques that will help you to manifest without inspiring doubt. Replicate the feeling you would have if you had your desire with other things. Let's say you want a loving relationship, but you don't believe that you could ever have one. You don't feel lovable. The feeling you would have in a loving relationship is obviously feeling loved and giving love. So replicate the feeling loved and giving loving with your pets, your family, close friends, or even through your hobby. Focus entirely on the love you have and not on the lack, and that is enough. Your focus is enough. Another example would be you want a lot of money. How would you feel? You would feel relaxed and you would feel pampered. Replicate this feeling by treating yourself frequently. It doesn't have to be something big or fancy. For example, buy yourself your favorite coffee or take a nice long bubble bath. Whatever you can do, whatever you can afford, do it. Make yourself feel pampered. Whatever it is, do it. You're living your dream life right now, so act like it. Like and subscribe if you want more content like this. I love you. Bye.